Hello, friends. This is Raman Gill with your weekly Forex Market Analysis for June 26th, 2016. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. If you have questions about your individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. We'll start by taking a look at our economic calendar to see what news is coming out for this week. Then we'll go into the commitment of traders data to understand how the bigger players are positioned. And finally, we'll go into the technical analysis. We'll take a look at the charts to see where we may have some technical opportunities set up for this week. Taking a look at the Forex Factory calendar here, we start the week off with M3 money supply out of the euro. We also have ECB President Draghi speaking. With the Brexit now being behind us, we saw a lot of volatility in the market last week, and this week we'll see a lot of volatility as well. So be mindful of that. We may have comments out of the Eurozone, out of UK and Japan. All of that will play an integral role in our trading this week and may also cause volatile moves. Last week, we saw that Swiss National Bank actually intervened in the markets. At this point, Japanese yen is very, very strong, and we may see some intervention out of Japan. So, if you're trading Japanese yen, that's something to be mindful of as we are trading this week. Overall, we do expect more volatility in the markets this week than we have seen in the past. So be mindful of that. I think the different currencies, especially the pound, is looking for a reset at this point, and we don't really know where it's going to land. So we may see some up and down moves within that. On Tuesday, we have ECB President Draghi speaking again. We also have final GDP numbers for the US dollar and consumer confidence number for the US. We have a government board member Zurberg speaking for the Swiss franc here. We also have FOMC member Powell speaking. After the Brexit, any of these folks speaking will have more impact on the market than you normally would, just because the markets are trying to understand how the different countries and different central banks are positioning themselves now that we have seen the vote for Brexit and what implications this may have on the market. And then going on into Wednesday, we have preliminary CPI numbers out of Germany and Spanish flash CPI number. These are the inflation numbers. We also have net lending to individuals for British pound. And into the New York session here, we have core PCE number, personal spending. Most importantly, here is the crude oil inventories. We also have the business confidence number for New Zealand here. Going into Thursday here, we have German retail sales number, then we have the economic barometer number for Swiss franc, German unemployment change number, and most importantly here, British pound current account and final GDP numbers. We also have CPI flash estimate and core CPI flash estimate numbers for the Eurozone. We also have ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. This is important news here. And then we have GDP number for Canadian dollar and unemployment claims out of the US. Going further into the US session here, we have household spending numbers for Japan and core CPI for Japanese yen here as well, and then Tenkan manufacturing index and Tenkan non-manufacturing index. So these will be important numbers for Japanese yen. We also have manufacturing PMI numbers for China, and if we see negative numbers come here or a decrease here, we could see this have a negative impact on Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar here as well. And we further have kicks in manufacturing PMI numbers out of China as well. Going into Friday here, we have Spanish manufacturing PMI numbers and then British pound manufacturing PMI numbers, and for the US ISM manufacturing numbers. So closing the week off with a lot of PMI numbers. And these PMI numbers are important because they then translate into retail sales numbers. So these are important numbers which kind of show us what direction the economy may be moving. So that's what we have for the week. It is a short week. We are going into Canada. We are going into Canada Day, and then also for the July 4th for the US. So we may see less liquidity as we go towards the end of the week. Let's move on to the commitment of traders data here. We're looking at Euro COT data. This data is prior to the Brexit vote here. So looking at the leverage money positions, we do see addition of short. So the net short position has actually gone up. So we went from 70,000 to 78,000 short positions. So this points to bearish move for the euro. Looking at the British US dollar here, this is again prior to the Brexit vote. As we see, the short positions have actually increased. We have gone from 3,300 short positions to 16,479 short positions. So this is very bearish for British pound. Looking at Canadian dollar here, we do see a decrease in the long positions. This is the first time in quite a few weeks that we have actually gone from net long position to short position here in the Canadian dollar. For the speculators, the leveraged money here, we have gone from 6,600 long positions to negative 8,900 short positions. So this is quite a drastic drop in terms of the positioning here. So this points to a bearish Canadian dollar, which means dollar CAD, we are looking at further upside. Looking at Australian US dollar here, we see that the positions have actually turned negative here. We have gone from negative 2,600 positions to short positions to 5,878 short positions. So the short positions have actually doubled. However, the asset managers have also reduced their long positions. So they've gone from 17,000 to 16,000 long positions. So overall, this is bearish for Australian dollar. Looking at the New Zealand US dollar here, this picture is quite different. We have actually seen an increase in the long positions for New Zealand dollar. We have gone from 21,779 long positions to 23,591. So this is an increase in the net long position. So this is bullish for New Zealand dollar. So keeping in mind the COT positioning here, we may have some opportunities line up. Euro and New Zealand, we see that they're moving in opposite directions. We see short positions for euro have increased and New Zealand dollar long positions have increased. So this may be a trade that could set up based on the technical setup. You could find an entry into euro New Zealand short position potentially, and then also Aussie New Zealand short position may be another one that may line up, because based on the COT data we have seen that the Aussie has dropped, the short positions have increased, whereas New Zealand long positions have increased. So they seem to be moving in the opposite direction. So Aussie New Zealand short may be one trading opportunity based on COT here, and Euro New Zealand may be another short opportunity based on just the COT information here. Moving on to the charts here, we are looking at pound US dollar daily chart. We saw a huge drop here, big, huge daily candle based on the Brexit scenario. And now we have opened with a gap to the downside. At this point, I am bearish on pound US dollar here. However, we may see some of this down move capped at 3,200. 3,200 is the low that we haven't seen in quite some time here. It's a multi-year low, and we don't even have this information since July 1994. We haven't seen the price break below 1,3,200, and because of this, we may see the price actually get capped at 1,3,200. So that's something to keep in mind in terms of the perspective for this week. We are looking for bearish move in the British pound. Some of the levels that we could look at here would be potentially this 140 level. So I am expecting to see volatility in the British pound still in this week. And if the price goes up all the way to 140 here, this level, this would be a good selling opportunity. This is a nice support and resistance level. And another level that we are looking at here is 3850, which is this support and resistance level. If the price comes here and gives us a technical setup, a reversal setup, this could be a potential opportunity as well. However, a 140 is a nice level to look at for a potential short opportunity in British pound. Looking at Euro US dollar here, we are bearish on this as well. with the Brexit scenario coming to play, we are looking for short opportunities. I think there will be more volatility in the euro as well. And in the near term, we may see euro drop. So one of the levels that I'm looking for a potential short would be this 1,100 level, which was the previous support and resistance level, and then this 1,200 level, 1,1200. So if the price goes all the way up to 1,200 here, we could look for a potential selling opportunity, a reversal pattern at this level to sell this pair. And then same here for 1,100. If we see opportunity to sell this, a reversal pattern price showing rejection of this price level, I'm looking for a sell opportunity in this area. New Zealand US dollar, we did see a drop in New Zealand dollar. However, the price has pulled back since then. And now we may see a test of some of these levels again. 71.50 is a good potential level. I am bearish on New Zealand pound here as well. However, we do have to be careful because with COT, we did see an increase in the long positions. So this pair, even though it is not as volatile as British pound, we could see some upside in this as well. So some of the opportunities here may come at 71.50 level, or if we see the price move all the way up to 72.50, that may give us a potential selling opportunity here as well. We saw gaps in all these different pairs on the open today. However, this gap looks like it's getting filled. And if we are not able to move above the 71.20 level, there could be a potential selling opportunity here as well. However, there may be opportunities in some of these New Zealand crosses, Aussie New Zealand, like I mentioned, Euro New Zealand. These are some of the pairs that may give us some selling opportunities. So if you don't want to play New Zealand dollar against the US dollar, some of these other pairs may be better trades, just because based on the positioning of the bigger players, we have long position for New Zealand dollar, however, short for Euro, short for Aussie. So those may present better opportunities. Looking at Aussie US dollar here, we do see a move to the downside here based on Brexit. And at this point, we do have a long wick on that. I'm bearish on Aussie US dollar here as well and looking for a potential selling opportunity. This 75.12 or 75.20 level right here gives us a nice support and resistance level. So this may be a potential opportunity for a sell if a reversal pattern sets up. Again, we'll have to watch for a reversal pattern to see if there's a setup at this level. And further up, if the price manages to go all the way to 76.20 level here, this could present us with a selling opportunity as well. So overall, I am bearish on Aussie US dollar. So that's it for the weekly market analysis. If you'd like to learn some profitable Forex trading strategies, I invite you to visit my website at tradingwithvenus.com/Forex course.